Welcome back to Butler. Chris Shublin, former Pittsburgh Steeler Craig Wolfley, and the doctor of the sidelines, Keith James, with you here. It's halftime, 13-10. It is Penn Hills in the lead here over Butler, and look at those numbers in this first half of play. Of course, right away you go to the passing yards for Butler with this run-and-shoot offense, 113 yards, and the quarterback having a whale of a night so far, Craig.
Oh, Justin really looks sharp. Throwing the ball up there. You see he's making quick reads, and he's got a nice feather touch. I really like how he approaches playing quarterback. Great job.
11 of 17 for that 113 yards passing so far. 140 total yards for Butler. Meanwhile, for Penn Hills, 134 total yards. 94 of those belong to Mr. Kirby.
I tell you what, he's done it all. He's been to the right, left, taking it top side, hitting between the tackles. Really impressed with the young man. He's done a good job carrying the ball so far. I think it comes down to, I have seen that face before. When the sideline doctor was meeting with Mr. Gordon, Neil Gordon, the head coach, I have seen that face. If you took a mustache off, if you took that off, you'd see Chuck.
All right, let's see if we can see Chuck in this guy's face. Keith James with head coach Mark Farabee of Butler. Keith.
Mark Farabee looking awfully serious as he gets his first game under the belt for this new season. Mark, your kids look fired up. The crowd's fired up. You have to love this. It's fun, isn't it?
Well, we're working like crazy out there. We've always had overachievers, and you know, for them to take on the number 4 team in the WPIAL, it's an accomplishment right there. But you know, we got 24 minutes of football left, and we're going to give it our best shot and see what happens.
And that and the rest of the season, we look forward to it. A lot of fun. Let me ask you about young Mr. Tack and Mr. Pavena. Man, I'll tell you what a combination you have there.
Well, Matt's experience from last year, everybody knows about him, but Justin's been a real pleasant surprise. He's worked incredibly hard in the offseason and proven to be our leader. He's very poised and composed up in there, makes excellent reads. So as he goes, probably so go we.
Okay, I said I was going to ask you 2 questions. I lied. I just thought I got to ask you, is the run and shoot working for you the way you want it to against Penn Hills?
Well, it's a version of run and shoot. You know, we're going to run the ball at times and stuff like that, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. But yeah, you know, we saw some matchups we liked on film, and we're trying to exploit that to the best of our advantage. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Only a 3-point difference. Not bad. Let's have some fun in the second half.
Well, we'll go at it.
All righty. Thank you. Classy guy there, Mark Farabee. And you heard it. His kids are poised and they're excited. He looks pretty serious, I think, too, guys, don't you?
Well, Craig Wolfley, you keep reading faces of these coaches, and these guys do have their game faces on. It's week 1, but they're ready to go at it.
Neil Gordon had the Chuck Noll bulldog face. Mark Farabee had the Chuck Noll, I'm feeling rather pleased, but don't want to let the cat out of the bag type face. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what they come out with in the second half. I expect a little spit and fire coming from the Penn Hills guys, and I would see that. I can really see where they're really trying to key on getting Matt Tack and Brian Albert sitting down in soft areas in the zone. They really are looking for those matchups, and they're attacking it quite well.
Got a feeling that Coach Farabee would have been smiling perhaps a tinge more had his team gotten in the end zone in the last 9 seconds of play. They did not.
Absolutely. They went down, they made it, they had a great drive going there, but you also got to say that's part coaching too. Ran out of timeouts and putting the ball on the ground towards the end there. That's tough. They had a couple pops, maybe could have gone in the end zone, but you know what? Like I've always said, it's real easy to say that from where we're standing.
No question. That's why it's up here, and we're comfortable, and you know, they brought the soft drinks in. We're ready to go, right?
And we're smiling. We're having a great time.
That's because no one's hitting us.
That's right. Nobody's hitting us
yet.
Yeah, so
Wait
far.
till the parents start chasing you down the street after you call one of these games. No, I'm just kidding. High school football, it's back for 1999 right here on WBGN. It's 13-10 at the break right now, and Campagna had a 14-yard pass to Tack to get Butler on the board first. Glenn Hood responded with a 1-yard run for Penn Hills, and it was tied at 7-all, but then Joe Cicerelli caught a 23-yard pass from Glenn Hood. The kick failed. Penn Hills went up 13-7, but then Cherry came in and booted a killer 35-yard field goal. That thing could have gone 55 yards, I think. It was a hard line drive, end over end kick. 13-10 is where we are right now. Butler trailing here at home for the lid lifter, the first game of the season.
Objects traveling that far usually have passengers and stewardesses on it. That was just one heck of a kick. You got to like that leg.
Captains are meeting on the center of the surface right now as we're getting set for half number 2. Of course, the doctor, he must have been preparing for this game all summer long. That's the only thing I can think of with that Hawaiian shirt that he has on. And, you know, people are asking, people are picking him out of the crowd and saying, Keith, where did you find this fashion?
Well, you know, quite frankly, I hope that he didn't blow a budget on that shirt.
Chris, I have to let you know, the truth of the matter is, is that this shirt I picked up at a yard sale at Craig Wolfley's house over the summer. Craig doesn't remember it, but his wife sold this to me for 50 cents. Okay. Hey,
look,
listen.
I know the gunner was your hero when you were a kid, but come on.
He was. Hey, look who's joining me here. Your name is?
Sarah Strain.
Okay, and Sarah is could be one of the most valuable players in the third and fourth quarter in this contest, because, Sarah, what do you give the players?
Water.
Water. It's warm down here. What do you think, about 80-some degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's the official. That's better than DiNardo, okay? It's warm, and as you guys well know, late in the game, early in the season, it can stay warm. They're out there perspiring, running around. How much water does the average player shed in a game? Any idea?
No.
No idea. How about buckets and buckets? Say buckets and buckets.
Buckets and buckets.
There you go. It's officially buckets and buckets. So all the water that's in this wonderful water wagon, by the way, flat tire and all, can become very important towards the end of this contest.
I'm trying to figure out where they got the tires for that water wagon. Did they come off a Model A? I'm not sure.
I was going to say, have you seen, I don't know if Rob could get a good look at this. Have you seen the vintage? Sarah, you have any idea where this wagon came from? You seen the vintage of this wagon, guys? Ah, boy. Put a motor on it and drive it home. Why not?
I think it may have had a motor at one time. I'm not sure. All right, Keith
All right,
James.
here we go.
Doctor of the sidelines. And now we're getting set to go. Justin Cherry, who booted a 35-yard field goal, kicks off. Penn Hills with a bobble. And here come the Big Red. And they're going to get it out to about the 23-yard line. And that'll be a first down for Penn Hills. And that's where they'll start the action after Jeff Hancock returned that football. We are underway here in the third period of play. I want to say hello to our good friends from Noticom Sports. Alex Panormios and his crew are covering this game live on the radio on WPIT in Pittsburgh tonight. But they have started something, Craig and Keith, that is just awesome. High school football on the internet. You can hear it anywhere in the world. And these guys have put this thing together. We'll talk more about it as the season progresses. But Alex and his crew are here tonight watching this Butler game. Now, we're going to see some running. And this will be Kirby trying to turn it outside. But Butler obviously went back to the chalkboard and said, let's watch number 22.
We're going to get a little misdirection going here. And a great play by Matt Tack coming up, turning it back inside. And then the rest of the posse arrived and slammed them home.
And they were riding.
That's the posse, man.
Loss of a yard or so, and it'll be second down and about 11 or so.
Boys up front, the Hogs are holding tough. They gave up great protection there.
10:21 to go here in the third quarter. Chris Shovlin, former Steeler Craig Wolfley, and the doctor of the sidelines, Keith James, at Butler tonight for our first game of the season. And Penn Hills is set to boot the football away. Not much of a rush, and they're able to get it off. This is Tack receiving, and Tack inside of Penn Hills territory gets the return to the 47-yard line. Timeout on the field. We'll be back. Penn Hills up 13-10 on the Health America High School Football Game of the Week. The lead over the Golden Tornado here on WBGN-TV as we get the season cranked up. See Matt Tack, number 5 in the blue and gold for the Butler Golden Tornado out there with it. First down and 10 after his return. And
I am so impressed,
Kirby.
Chris, with Matt Tack. You know, this young man is playing it all. I mean, he's returning punts, making tackles on defense, making catches on offense. Really like his play.
Tell you what, we're looking at Matt Tack right now, and you know, later on tonight we're going to have to pick a player of a game. The heat is definitely going to be on us as Wendy's names a player of the game. Here's a pitch and the spin, and that running the football is Nathan Mitchell, and he made something out of nothing. Talk about players of the game. If I can get back to that thought for a second, Craig and Keith, you know, we're looking at Mitchell on the Kirby Mitchell on the other side of the ball, and you know, we're looking at a guy here, or Melvin Kirby, I should say. We're looking at a guy here who's playing both sides of the football as well, offense and defense, and he has just about 100 yards rushing.
It's going to be tough. It's always going to be who comes down winning, too.
Well, that's going to help.
That will
Penn
help.
Hills is in the lead right now.
Never hurts.
Papania drops back to throw in a rush. He's going to launch one downfield, intended for attack. It's tipped away and incomplete. Antonio Williams broke up that play nicely for the Penn Hills Indians. That was an excellent defensive play, as Tack did have a couple of yards on him, but Williams was able to close well.
Break it up, indeed he did. Jumping high, getting his hands up. Matt Tack, though, again, playing aggressively. He goes after the ball. One of the great things about Swan and Stallworth, despite Bradshaw's great arm, was the fact if they couldn't catch it, the defense wasn't going to either. Matt Tack made a great play of turning it around and playing defense.
Looked as if Papania threw off the wrong foot, too. He didn't really have the muscle on the pass.
Didn't step through, stride through, and make the throw.
Yeah, but guys, I am impressed with the young man's ability. He's surrounded by wolves trying to get at him like a pork chop, and he's composed in there, wrong foot or not.
Good point. Now he's going to have to run out of that pocket. He's at the 40. And Papania's run out of bounds on the near sideline. They're going to spot him officially down at the 38.
Speaking of wolves after a pork chop, huh?
Yeah, they were licking their chops.
Oh, they were coming. It's a house of fire there. That's when you tell the coaches are yelling, "Get down, Justin, get down."
Here's another guy, Papania. You want to talk about a Wendy's player of the game. He's got to be into the consideration factor as well.
Exactly. Do we get any kickback from this? I mean, if they get Wendy's
some
player of the
biggie
game,
fries or something
like that. We could work a deal here. Can we talk?
I'll tell you what, this is a biggie play coming up. 4th down and 2 for Butler. They're going. Papania throws, fires, caught, Matt Tack of the 30.
Guess who?
To the 21-yard line. First down, Butler.
Unbelievable.
You guys talked about player of the game candidates. That's got to be that guy's got a lot of stars in his column right now for this contest.
Again, It's Matt Tack making the great catch. He's sitting down in the soft part of the zone. You got to believe that this guy numbered 58, Dolman, he's been coming all night. What a battle between Dolman and the offensive line up there, and in fact that Justin is threading that ball in or outside of his hands.
That time he stepped into the pass. Eric Mejia made the saving tackle on the play. It's a pitch and a sweep to the right side, and running the football for the Golden Tornado, Nathan Mitchell. And Mitchell gets it inside the 20. The clock winds here. He crashes down at the 18-yard line. We have 8:39 to play. We're in the third period. An excellent start to the football season here tonight. Butler and Penn Hills banging each other out. It's 13-10. The Big Red on top.
Chris, again, we have so many people that we're talking about as player of the game. But again, this Mitchell kid, he's like a little bowling ball. Boom! He's running over people, putting a bang on them. It's great.
He's wearing that number 46. Remember Norm Bulash?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about bowling balls. Papania in trouble, goes down at the 23-yard line. Number 23, Lou Ciccarelli, put him there.
Nice job, Joe Ciccarelli coming off the backside, catches Papania, coming from rolling to the short side. Again, but I'll tell you what, number 58, Dolman's right in his face again. There's a Dolman in the NFL,
This guy's playing just like him, too.
Oh, absolutely.
And how about Ciccarelli?
Comes around, snipers him from behind. Good job.
Number 23 in your program, there he is.
Number 1 in his parents' heart.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Ciccarelli great on both sides of the ball, too, guys. So, running and catching the ball as well.
You got it, Doc.
On defense, using that quickness.
Absolutely. Trips to the left. Papania wants to drop back and throw. He was looking left, and he lets one fly. But this one, I think he knew everybody was covered and just threw it long, hoping that somebody might get under it, but no one did. That time, Dean Selfridge was the man who was the intended receiver. Let's pause now for station identification. You're watching the Health America Friday Night High School Football Game of the Week on WBGN-TV, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Again, you see Justin rolling out there. Guess who's in his face? Mr. Dolman. He must like that guy.
Craig, they're going to line up for another long field goal here.
The leg.
From the 29-yard line, this will be a 39-yard attempt. Cherry's kick is up. It's long. It's tall. It's good.
Oh, he's got a flag.
Penalty flag down, though.
Wow. Well, the flag is not good news for Butler, but the good news is in the foot of their kicker. Holy shamoles.
Let's see. This might be against Penn Hills for roughing the kicker, and that's what it is. Now do you take the points back off the board?
It's the old axiom, never take them off.
See what they're thinking.
I think Mark Farabee is going to go otherwise against the axiom, Craig. Looks that way to me.
Yeah, I think you're right, Doc. They're going to move that ball down near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think also, now, you know, it's still early in the season. You understand, you got a quad north against the quad east here. This game really doesn't mean anything within their own division. So for his young men, he may want to get them believing in themselves on the offense. Certainly he knows his kicker can do it.
Okay, so what would have been a tie ball game is still 13-10. Penn Hills in the lead. Butler takes the offense back out there and forgets about the field goal. Here's a pitch. Mitchell to the right side. Pounds his way down inside the 5-yard line.
Mitchell is going to make Farabee look like a genius running like that.
Ryan Johnson in on the stop that time.
That kid Nathan Mitchell just keeps trucking it in there and banging people. He's gonna make his coach look pretty smart. Makes a cut up inside, tackle. Brian Johnson made a nice hit, came up, stood him up. That's a big load to stand up there like he did. Made a great hit.
See Mitchell protecting that ball, spinning away from the defenders as well.
Using his body as a shield.
6:44 to go and counting. Third quarter. Butler trying to reclaim the lead. Papania throws for the end zone. Deep jump. No, incomplete. McGee, the intended receiver, back deep and covered cleanly on the play by Melvin Kirby, number 22 for Penn Hills.
What a play. Melvin gets inside out position. The ball is threaded. Laying up over the outside shoulder. Melvin comes back and gets that right hand in there. What a terrific job. Great job.
Saw it hit the right shoulder pad of McGee, the intended receiver, and he just couldn't bring it in. And Kirby helped out a little bit on that one. Peter Broff out wide to the left side. Otherwise a tight set. They're going to send that triple bunch over to the right.
The bunch.
The bunch right. Papania drops back. Gets a good block and now throws into the end zone for tack.
Intercepted.
It is tipped and intercepted. And it is Joe Ciccarelli who comes up with a pick.
Well, you know what? Axioms come back to bite you.
They took the points off the
They
board.
took the points off, and look what happens.
So a big play by Ciccarelli again.
Again, you see Papania rolling out. Mr. Dolman in his face, comes back. Matt Tack actually had his fingers on the ball. That's where you get, guys do those tip drills all the time. It looks like they're out there having fun banging the ball, but it's a reaction drill. I'll tell you, nice play by Joe Ciccarelli. He's made a couple big plays tonight.
And the D-back takes a knee in the end zone knowing don't return it now. You've got it out on the 20 if you get the touchback.
Exactly. Good heads-up play. Touching down, didn't try to run it out. I've seen a couple guys try to run out and they end up on the 1.
First down and 10 from the 20. Penn Hills with the football, still in the lead, 13-10. And this is Kirby trying to run that pig up the middle, and he does so over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Good, tough, hard-nosed running by Kirby, who can do a little bit of that, do a little bit of finesse. You never know what's coming at you.
Trying to run the pig up the middle? What is it? Is this like Green Acres now? He's on the farm? Or?
Well, it's a little porker. You know, you tuck it under your arm, and you hope to make it home for the oven, right?
Man, I love it.
You got to love the way Melvin Kirby is always leaning forward. He runs leaning forward. He's falling for it. Great job of getting positive yardage.
Can you teach that?
You know what? Most of the time, no. You either have it or you don't.
So he's a runner, born that way.
Born to run.
Quick pass over to the right side. Ciccarelli makes the catch and is spun down on the far side of play, but a first down for Penn Hills. Defensively, Damon Graham came up and whipped him down, but it was too late. He got to the stick. And Penn Hills continues to move the ball.
Nice little out pattern by Joe. Made a nice grab. Sat down, runs off the defender, comes up underneath, catches it. Good pass by Glenn, too. He's got to get his rhythm back. He's been handing off most of the time. I see Mr. Kirby's just now gone over 100 yards.
102 to be precise on 22 carries, Craig. Absolutely. First down and 10. Penn Hills ball. 5:39 to go. Third period. They're still in the lead, 13-10. Here comes Kirby. Can he keep his feet? Running laterally and able to turn it upfield for a gain. Even though there were blue shirts all over him, he'll pick up maybe 4.
Little misdirection trap play. Comes back to the long side of the field. Little shake and bake. Almost shakes himself out of his shoes. But at the same time, we got number 12 coming up, making the hit. That's Dean Selfridge. Yeah. Nice play by Dean, not getting faked out.
Also, John McGee on the assist on that tackle. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 for Penn Hills. Butler had the score tied and decided after roughing the kicker penalty on the field goal to take the points off the board, keep the offense out there. They got intercepted in the end zone, and Penn Hills is now on the attack offensively. 13-10, Big Red on top. Here comes Kirby, spins away from would-be tacklers and bounds his way out to the 47-yard line for another Penn Hills first down and a gain of about 10 on the carry.
How about this name for you, number 22? Does that Mercury Morris ring a bell with you? That's going back a ways. The old Miami Dolphin, great running back. How does this guy find a way through there? I don't know. That's like it's like putting a camel through the eye of a needle, for crying out loud. I mean, there's just no room, and he squirts through. Beautiful.
Mercury Morris, Eugene Mercury Morris.
Eugene,
played at Avonworth High School.
That could have been like a trivia question.
Yeah. First down and 10. Penn Hills in a pro eye. 4:19 left, third quarter. Hood is going to take his time and draw the snap. Quick pass. Floats one out right side. It's caught on the sideline. And this will be Gerald Horsley going all the way for the touchdown.
And all the way he did.
A 53-yard touchdown. Catch and run. Glenn Hood to Gerald Horsley. 4:06 to play. And after running the ball as successfully
three-step drop.
Here comes Penn Hills with the air attack.
Matt Tack hit the turf. He looks up. You got Gerald Horsley running by himself. Matt's only thought was, please drop the ball. And no, indeed, he did not. Houston, we have a problem. That's exactly what Matt was thinking.
Yes, but the eagle did land right in the arms of Gerald Horsley, who took it in for the gallop. And what a pass play, Glenn Hood. Now we have a timeout. So while Penn Hills takes a break, we'll take one too. 4:06 to play. It's 19-10. Big Red on top on WBGN.
Your footwear and sportswear needs. If you're not getting it from Ace Athletics, you're not getting it.
Tell you what, Penn Hills is getting on it right now. They're going to go for two. Play fake. Hood rolls right. Hood, trap, throws into the end zone. Jump catch, and the two-point conversion is recorded. And coming down with that football, Brian Johnson.
I think Brian's a basketball player. Gotta be. This goes back to R.C. Owens and the old alley-oop play pass at the 49ers, the old 49er R.C. Owens. Fantastic.
Brian Johnson with a jump catch. Tack went up and challenged him, but he couldn't bring it down. And now, do we see a penalty here? Yep, we see a penalty here. They're going to have to redo it. And it's going both ways, I believe, or is it? No, it's going to go against Penn Hills. They're going to back him up 5 yards, and Penn Hills will try to do it again. Now, will they go for the two, or will they try to kick this time? Let's see. They are going for two. 19-10 is the score. This time they're going to run the football. Kirby trying to weave his way into the end zone, but he's going to be a couple of yards shy, so the conversion will fail. So the penalty has negated the two-point conversion as Penn Hills fails to get it in with a second opportunity. 4:06 to play, third quarter. The Big Red lead 19-10. What a ball game we have here. First game of the year. These guys look like they've been ready for this all their lives.
Action, action, action. What I can't believe is, again, you take the points off. Now Penn Hills comes back, and they get the momentum going, and they come down, score. You've got a tremendous lot of action going on here. Here's a way to get ready for the Health America High School Game of the Week on WBGN-TV. Every Friday night at 9, it's the Bob Davies Show. Join the Notre Dame head coach as he reviews and previews All of the action in another exciting Irish season. The Bob Davie Show every Friday night at 9 on WBGN-TV. Call your cable operator and ask for WBGN-TV.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Glenn Hood, 4 of 7 passing, 102 yards in this ball game tonight.
How hard do you think Glenn was squeezing that pigskin when he saw Matt Tack go down? I mean, that's one that can make you squeeze the trigger just a little too hard, and you float one out there, gun it to the out of bounds. It was really great. He kept calm. He let it out, just laid it out there so that he could run underneath it.
And he did. Gerald Horsley, the senior, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. And when he made the catch, he made sure that ball was in his hands. He almost
all the way.
Relaxed for a second.
Looked it
there
all
and
the
said,
way in.
okay, now I've got it. I'm going.
Classic case of looking that ball in.
Yes, sir.
You know what I think is great about all this, guys, is that we are talking about young men in high school with that kind of composure. Fantastic.
And the first game out, Keith.
Yeah.
Here's the kick.
And how about this, guys? The coaches aren't happy.
They never are.
There you go. Hey, these kids, this is great. This is fantastic.
Joe Laubach's going to have to kick it over again. I believe one of the Big Red was offsides. They're going to bring it back. Yep, procedures call on the team that was formerly known as the Indians. They've changed the nickname, obviously, to be politically correct in this day and age, to the Big Red. They're still Penn Hills, as we can see out there on that football field.
Going to line the teamers up for another shot here.
Yeah, I don't care what name you could call them. You could call them the Pancakes. They are still playing that kind of football.
But you doesn't have to call him Johnson, right? Remember that guy?
You can call me Ray.
That guy cracks me up. I have no idea why. He does the same shtick over and over again, but I just die when I see him.
One-trick pony, huh?
That's it. Okay, Laubach approaches the football again.
What a
this
kick.
time, it's kosher. He gets it away. Bobble a bit. Here come the Tornado with the ball. And look at the beating that Ben Osterling took, but somehow he hung on and returned that ball out to the 26-yard line. He got cracked twice and cracked hard twice, but he was able to hang on.
We got some Butler kids made us some real tough stuff here. Takes a licking, but keeps on ticking.
Hey, this is a football town.
Well, we're going to get into these bad cliches now.
I think so.
I can see. Is it cliche time?
God, I hope not. It's 3:57 left in the game, or in the third period, I should say. And we are at 19-10. Penn Hills in the lead. Butler with the ball, trying to claw back into this thing. Remember, they had the game all but tied. They decided to forget the field goal, take the penalty, take the points off the board. They were intercepted in the end zone. Penn Hills marched downfield and scored. As we see now, Nathan Mitchell trying to run that ball, spin it off the right side. He's able to find a couple, and that's all. And some gang tackling going on out there. And again, we see big number 86 for Penn Hills in that scrum, and that is Antonio Williams, who's been active tonight.
He's been active, been all over Mitchell like a...
Let's find out what the doc is up to now. Keith?
Hard hitting out on the field. You expect that. Lots of cheerleading, but here's something you don't expect. Look at this. Cheerleader injuries.
Oh, no.
It is so rough here on the sidelines. This young lady's all banged up. Let me go find out what the deal is. Hi there. What's your name, hon?
Raylene,
Hey, what happened down here? What happened?
I fell.
That rough of a game. Cheering that hard for your team.
Yeah.
All right, you going to be okay?
Yeah.
All right, she'll be back in the game soon. We won't worry about Raylene.
Okay, I'm glad she's in good shape. She's smiling. That helps.
Hey, that's how rough things are here in Butler. They take their football that seriously.
Tornadoes are down 19-10 right now. You saw the pass intended for Tack, thrown too tall that time, so it's 3rd down and 8.
I tell you what, John Cody put a lick on Justin Papania. Got his attention there, hit him right between the eyes. And I'll tell you, who else was there was our friend, Mr. WWF, the ransacker there, Mike Dolman.
You like that guy, don't you?
Oh, you got to love it.
Mr. WWF?
Well, you know.
All right, the triple set goes out wide left this time. It is 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Pena getting set to draw the snap. Quick drop. Flings it sidearm downfield for McGee, but threw it behind him that time. Coverage on the play by Brian Johnson, incomplete at the 40. And with 3:05 to go, 3rd quarter, Butler is facing 4th and 8 deep in its own territory.
Well, that other guy, number 88, Eric Mejia, made a great rush up the middle. That's a truck coming, I tell you. Justin's starting to unload this ball. He's starting to sit off his heels now. The rush is getting to him a little bit. forcing him to keep letting his throw go off the rear foot rather than the front foot.
Butler set to punt the football away now. Joe Maker wants to put his toes into it. Gets it away cleanly. Good rush by Penn Hills. Kirby trying to get under it, and he lost the football. And he let it go all the way down to the 6-7 yard line. And now it is covered up. I shouldn't say Kirby, rather, but Dan Castleberry trying to get under it, and he let it go. And he says it didn't hit him. And I think the officials believe that. Butler down the ball. And Penn Hills will start deep.
The
deep
Butler fans certainly think it hit him.
That's close.
Oh.
Boy, is that close.
Castleberry got really close to that ball. He says it didn't touch him.
He was pleading his case awfully hard. I don't think he was quite sure.
No. That was a 65-yard punt.
That was a lot of leg there.
Yes, sir. Joe Maker on that kick as we decipher the penalty flag that was also down. I think a holding call against Penn Hills. Talking with Matt Zack, captain of the offense. Or in this case, the specialty team. See what's going to happen here. They're bringing it back up the other end of the field. Our referee is Wayne Mattis. So they're going to bring it back up pretty close to the original line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark the ball now. It's going to be a holding call against Penn Hills. And it's a first down for Butler, so they'll take it back from the line of scrimmage and mark it up 10 yards. Butler will pick up a first down. They still have the football. So Penn Hills thought that they had made a critical error there, but, you know, frankly, they're in better shape here on defense than they would have been on offense down there.
There's no doubt about it, but what a critical error for Penn Hills. What a great break for Butler here.
Oh, Neil Gordon does not like this at all. I think you've seen that face before too, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. We have some intensity, folks.
He wants that football. They continue to hold up play here with 2:51 left in the third period. 19-10, Penn Hills leads it here on the Health America High School Football Game of the Week on WBGN. Chris Shovlin back with you. Keith James has been here all 6 seasons of our coverage, and Craig Wolfley, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, our newest member of our broadcast team.
Chris, if I've been here for 6 seasons, do I get like pension or something like that?
I think you have to stay around for 10.
Ah, okay, all right.
They won't even give Wolfley a golf shirt.
I don't want one if it looks like Keith.
Pena with the ball, drops back and is sacked.
It's our friend Joe Ciccarelli making a great play.
He is playing a whale of a ball game
That's
tonight.
the second time he's gotten to Papania off the backside.
6'1", 180, and here he comes like a thunderbolt.
Honestly, I don't think he saw him because I think he's looking at Dolman again. Mike Dolman keeps coming. That's a great war between Nathan Mitchell and Mike Dolman as far as blocking, pass blocking, and rushing.
So Penn Hills fired up on the defensive side, and it's a loss for Butler of about 10 yards. Let's call it a 9-yard deficit. Second down, 19. Telling you, Joe Ciccarelli is really getting some heavy consideration for our Wendy's player of the game. Pass out to the left side intended for 21 Brett Schmidt, incomplete.
You've got some blitzing coming off the right corner there. You've got our boy number 23 Joe Ciccarelli, number 28 Dan Castleberry coming hard. And again, on the other side, you got Mr. Dolman getting a little upfield pressure, but that backside pressure, they're starting to hit home. It seems like every time now Justin goes back, he's got hands in his face or he's getting bumped or knocked down.
Penn Hills defense has really come around, and they've put Butler in some deep situations here in this second half of play. A couple of wide outs to the right. Papania trying to roll out. He's going to be hit and decked again. He had no chance to get rid of that football as the swarm was coming. Jerome Whiting was the man who put the last pop on him to put him down.
Jerome Whiting makes a great hit, takes him down. Do I have to say who was there first, though, huh? Who's that guy? I don't want to say it again. It sounds like I'm his personal PR man.
I'll say it. Mike Dolman.
There you go. Thank you very much. He forces Justin to break to the outside here. Jerome Whiting comes up, puts the finishing hit on him.
It is 4th down and 27 yards to go. Joe Maker is in to punt. Castleberry and Ciccarelli are back to receive for Penn Hills now. Maker. This time he's going to get it nice and high. It'll be a wobbly kick. It will take a Penn Hills roll and will be down by Butler. And Penn Hills leading it 19-10 here in the third period. Premiering on Saturday night, September 18th at 8:30. Don't miss More Than a Game with Fred Hickman, the weekly co-host of CNN's award-winning Sports Tonight. More Than a Game, giving audiences a fan's eye view of the positive side of sports. That's Saturday nights at 8:30, starting September 18th on WBGN-TV. Talk about the bird's eye view. Keith, you're down there on the sidelines. What's happening?
I'm on the Penn Hills sidelines, just about the 25-yard line with a couple of the cheerleaders. Let's watch this play, and we'll chat with them. Chris, make the call, please.
Glenn Hood getting set to draw that snap. He's got a slot to the right. Here's the give. Ciccarelli. He's going to turn it upfield 50, 45 down to the 42, and a first down for Penn Hills.
That's just more of what the Penn Hills cheerleaders have had to cheer about tonight. What's your name?
Melissa McCullough.
And your name?
Casey Crowley.
Your guys aren't doing too bad right now.
No, we're not.
Okay, how about your name?
Danielle Horner.
And over here?
Jamie Britt.
Okay, what's new this year, Katie? These uniforms look pretty crisp.
Yeah, we just got them this year. Our school district added us into the athletic funds.
Okay, you got a little funds for the school. Did you raise some money on your own as well?
Yeah, we had car washes every weekend, and we had a cheerleading camp for little girls.
Really? Car washes. I'll tell you, my car's parked over here. Here's $3. You want to go take care of it? Oh, it's $4. Chris, they'll have to wash your car. I don't have that much money. Thank you, ladies.
My car's a lost cause. Well, not the first down, but close to it. Second down and short. And let's see, the official's going to bring the chain crew out. I think they might be. It took them a while to figure out whether or not to do it. No, now they are going to say it is a first down. I was right on the first call.
You're always
They should have
right,
listened
Chris.
to me.
Oh,
Well, thank you. I'm glad you admit that. You know, we've been talking so much about Butler's passing game that Glenn Hood, I want to tell you some things about him and what he's had to go through to mature as a senior quarterback of this ball club. Here he goes again. This is his second year as a starter. Play fake. He's going to roll. Hood throws. Man downfield. Horsley again. Caught at the 5 and driven out of bounds to the 4-yard line. Gerald Horsley, the man who just scored the Penn Hills touchdown moments ago.
What a
gets another
play.
big catch.
What a play. Glenn Hood rolling out to the side, showing that very composure you were talking about, Chris. He keeps going. He's got a lot of pressure, but he keeps looking, holds the ball, lets it go. What an arm. Throws it way down there. Mr. Horsley goes up and gets that ball.
Damon Graham was on his back and dragged him down to prevent the touchdown, but Penn Hills, here they come again. First and goal from the 4. And we're going to see him run that football, but penalty flags are everywhere as Castleberry tries to take the load in. And I don't know, Butler was trying to change up on defense. I don't know if they got everybody off the playing surface in time.
Doesn't look like it. But I couldn't count very well. That's why I was an offensive lineman. I only needed to count to 4.
How about Gerald Horsley? He's got 2 catches on the night. Craig, he has 93 yards receiving so far.
I think he can thank Mr. Hood there for laying the ball up to him.
Yeah, Butler had a couple of extra people out there. And this is going to be a call against them. They'll move that ball in half the distance. It's going to be first down and goal from the 2. Maybe even closer. It's almost at the 1. Where's Keith when you need him? How close are we? Where's that ugly shirt? bet the Doc's at the popcorn stand by now. He usually gets hungry about this time of the game. Second down and actually inside the 1-yard line. Glenn Hood and the Penn Hills Big Red come up tight. Hood calls his own number. No call yet. Now Butler, they gritted their teeth and stopped him.
Yes, they did. They got shoulder to shoulder. Elephants on parade. They couldn't find a crack there. Hood couldn't get over, couldn't get under, couldn't get around.
Now we have 11 seconds running down on the third period clock. Penn Hills looks like it's going to let the clock run out, and they're going to go over and talk to Coach Neil Gordon and take it down to the other end zone and try to score it there. When we come back, that's what we'll look for as we head to the fourth period. Penn Hills 19, Butler 10 on the Health America High School Football Game of the Week on WBGN-TV. Up to the line here. First play of the fourth quarter, and Kirby launches and flies into the end zone for the touchdown. Melvin Kirby, a senior, 5'9", 188, went airborne, and Penn Hills has jumped out to a 25-10 lead here in Butler tonight.
From deep in the backfield, Melvin Kirby does his imitation of Air Kirby. That's the second time he's gone over the top.
This guy's a talented running back.
Hey, he keeps going forward. That's the one thing you notice about him. He's always going forward. He may be prone when he's going forward, but he's still going forward.
Getting set for the conversion. Penn Hills will elect to go for 2 here, or at least try for 2. Let's see what happens. Off the misdirection play, a little cross buck. Kirby's in, 2-point conversion. It's 27-10. Penn Hills in the lead as we are now just seconds into the fourth period of play. We're going to take short time out. Back with more football here on the Health America Game of the Week on WBGN-TV. .58 to play here at Butler. Penn Hills has opened up a 27-10 lead behind Glenn Hood, Melvin Kirby, and an Indians offense that has been potent here, especially in this second half of play. Now the kickoff goes to Butler. On the return, Ben Osterling, and Osterling finds a little opening, and he gets it out close to the 30-yard line, and that's where Butler will start operating its offensive attack here. And again, you know, we talked so much about the run and shoot coming into this ball game when we saw it work almost to perfection, if anything could be perfect in this world in the first half. But here in the second half, Penn Hills has shut down the passing game of Butler.
I think what you're seeing is a greater size and strength of Penn Hills starting to overwhelm the slightly smaller Golden Tornadoes of Butler.
Tack will go out wide right. Brett Schmidt is to the left. Single back behind Justin Papania. He's going to drop back. Big chase again. And he's going to have to hold on to the football, and he is buried at the 25-yard line. Oh, man, what was the number of that truck? Carlos Williams again.
Guys, I don't know if you can see me. I'm right in the middle of the Indians marching band in the stands on the other side of the field, and with me is
Quayla Hawkins.
Okay, and you have a clarinet in your hands. Is that first, second, eighth, what?
It's first.
Okay, first clarinet. You got your songs you play at halftime. How about the ones that you learn to play during the game? How do you decide those?
Well, him up there, he tells us everything we need to do. So he picks out the songs and we just play whatever he tells us to play.
Can you ever disagree?
No.
Oh, okay. What are you going to play next? Any idea?
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Stand by for that. We'll look for some more zoom, zoom, zoom out of your Indians. They're zooming pretty well right now, aren't they?
Yeah, especially number 2.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Now, you want to wave across the fields to the camera? You want to wave and say hi, Mom?
Hi, Mom.
There you go. Now, don't forget Dad either. You know?
Hi, Dad.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, get ready. I think they're going to play. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Butler trying to zoom one out to the right side. Tack overthrown on the play. It is 3rd down and 13.
Eric Mejia just barnstorming up the middle in the last 2 plays, forcing the throw, forcing the run.
Well, he's really, Justin Papania's got to be thinking about Mejia. He's got to be thinking about Antonio Williams, who's been coming at him tonight, not to mention a few others. And now one of the things that has really dogged Penn Hills tonight is jumping off sides before the snap of the ball. We have a penalty flag down. We have a break in the action. 10:57 to go here in the ball game. 27-10, Penn Hills leads. We're back, and the Tornadoes are too on offense. 3rd down, 8. Sapania drops back. Little screen to the left. It's caught out of the back.
Rush is hitting home all the time now for Penn Hills. And what's happened is now they're going to try and set it up a little bit, dump a little screen off to the sides. But you couldn't fool Eric Mejia on this one. He came up, smelled it up, and smelled out the play.
He smelled it up.
Smelled it up. And he came and just smacked him a little bit, took him down.
A little cramp for Ciccarelli down there. They're going to try to work that cramp out of his right leg.
I hate when that happens.
I started talking a little bit earlier about water and heat and the conditions of a game like this. You played in the NFL so many seasons. What are you going through? What's your body going through on a night like this?
It's unbelievable. You can't believe what a stress it is. You're out there and you're wearing 25 to 30 extra pounds of equipment. It's like running around in a fur coat. The thing is that you have to stay well hydrated. I've actually dropped 17 pounds of water weight in one day. And that makes you like, you're a little bit stupid by the end there.
I got to try one of those diets, huh?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Craig.
You don't want to do it that way.
I'm over on the just about the 20-yard line of Penn Hills. Got a couple of the other guys who are not dressed for the game that are standing around me. Now, I don't know if you could pick me out and tell which one I am from these guys. They're not dressed for the game, but they're dressed for the game. Check it out. Good-looking traveling togs for the Penn Hills Indians.
Keith, you can't miss that shirt. You just cannot miss that shirt.
You mean you could pick me out?
Oh, there's no doubt we could pick you out all right.
All right, these guys, but these guys, they look good. Do you look good?
Yeah, I look good.
We all have the coats and ties on them.
There you go. Looking good on the scoreboard, too. Okay, back to you guys.
All right. The play of the game tonight is brought to you by King's Family Restaurants. Before or after the game, next time, make it King's. .10:34 to go. Clock winds. Butler's going to have to punt the football away. Maker will boot it straight away. It's going to be Castleberry. Yes. And he's going to cut it left. And Castleberry gets up to the 40-yard line, but a penalty flag is down on the play, and Antonio Williams holding his helmet, saying, oh, boy.
That's too bad. Richard Shantz made a nice hit here. Open field tackle. Wrapped him up, brought him down.
Again, the play of the game brought to you tonight by King's Family Restaurants. Before or after the game, next time, make it King's. And we're going to be scratching our heads as to determine which play in this game has been the greatest one. But I'll tell you what, let's take a look at this play right here and see what you think. This is going to be Papania throwing the ball. And Joe Ciccarelli off the tip drill in the end zone that stopped Butler. Now remember, right before that, Butler had kicked a 39-yard field goal by Cherry. They decided to take the points off the board, keep the offense out there and try to score. And right then and there, that might have been the big turning point of the game, and Ciccarelli was the man who turned it around. Play of the game has been brought to you by King's Family Restaurants. Before or after the game, next time, you better make it King's. And I want to say hello to our good friend Hartley King. I'm sure he's tuned in tonight.
We've patronized his restaurant enough, I'll say, huh?
Quite a few times.
I enjoy that. They make some great burgers.
The only reason that Chris says hello to Hartley King is so he can get a free slice of pie when he goes.
Not to mention the cinnamon ice cream on top. Okay?
I know what you're working on.
You know what I'm after.
I know what you're working on. Penn Hills Indians working on a much improved second half, I would think, huh? Up 27-10.
I'm telling you, these guys have played a whale of a second half and a whale of a football game. And you know, Neil Gordon was so worried about this team. He said, you know, we're gonna struggle early in this football season and maybe catch fire in the midseason and try to sneak into the playoffs. I think these guys might be ready to go. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of talent in this quad league this year in the WPIL, and we see some penalty flags flying, maybe some tempers, because that was a late flag as Keith Pellman took the ball up the gut.
Chris, you know, when I spoke with Neil Gordon as he left the field at the end of the first half,
he was
talking to him, I would have thought that they were down 27-0. We just, I don't like anything. I don't like the way we're playing on offense, defense. I don't like the way the water boys are throwing the water bottles. I don't like our shoes. Man, he was down on everything. And, well, I guess in a way he has to do that to, you know, put on the right face, I suppose. But he's got a good bunch of kids, good program, and he now has a break from the flag as they get a few yards stepped off. I didn't see the call, guys.
Personal foul.
Uh-oh.
Keith, could you feel the heat coming off of Neil?
Yeah. There you go. Nothing's working, you know, and I'm thinking, God, I had to check the scoreboard again. Oh, they are ahead. Oh, boy.
Whenever Chuck was standing alone on the sidelines, you knew not to get near him.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You're still afraid of Chuck, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think you are.
Yeah. Love the guy. Always made it a little uneasy.
First down 10, Penn Hills with the ball, and we got a little flinching on the line of scrimmage.
That's Penn Hills. That's one of those offensive linemen again.
It's a young offensive lineman, if you will. You know, one time I jumped off sides in practice. Chuck came up to me and said, a third grader has an attention span of 30 seconds, maybe less. Second grader, 20. First grader, 10. Kindergartner, maybe 5 seconds. You couldn't remember a play for 4 seconds. Where does that put you? Didn't have much of an answer, let me tell you.
Yes, but how long did you play for the man?
10 years.
See, you stuck it out.
Yes. It was an honor. It was an honor.
Thank goodness Jay Leno has a contract. Noel could, with that kind of comedy, Noel could be right in there.
One of those rare moments where you heard the real Chuck come out.
Oh, man, beautiful.
First down and 15 after the 5-yard mark off. And the give up the middle. Not much room there, maybe a yard or two.
It's a rugby game there.
The scrum.
I want to talk a little bit about Glenn Hood. You know, last year he was going to be the backup, and he had to come in and take over for Jake Ertlejack, who shattered his foot in an accident. Ertlejack was announced as the starter originally and won the job last year. And what they had to do is throw Glenn Hood into the fire, and he grabbed the job right at the front part of the season. He got better every week. He throws well. He reads coverages. He even audibilizes. And if Penn Hills was going to come out of the blocks early this season, it was going to be on his shoulders, and I think he's really helped them.
He's responded. He's responded big.
Big time. Off the play fake, he gives up. And nothing there, and they're going to lose some yards. Jeff Hancock, the running back that time, couldn't find anything, and a deep drop in the backfield trying to turn that corner, and he'll lose about maybe 9. It'll be back to the 34-yard line where it's going to be check that third down and more than 20.
Heads up play again by Matt Tack. He's not fooled. He sees the misdirection going away, comes back. He's covering that whole left side by himself. Great job by Matt Tack.
Greg, that's what I'm impressed with the Golden Tornado is they're down on the scoreboard, but their chin straps are not dropping here. They still are in this game. They're playing hard.
Question of pride, Keith.
And a long season ahead.
Split backs and a trot out to the right. They're going to hand off straight up the middle this time. This will be Jamar Hawkins, and right now Neil Gordon is getting some untested young running backs. A little bit of game action out there, letting them bang the pads a little bit.
Neil couldn't ask for a better situation right now than to be up and be able to insert some young guys for a team that has such young players. Get them some game time. This is going to serve them well later on in the season. Get these guys out here, get some reps in, get the jitters out.
Craig, I just keep flashing back to the game that we did on WBGN in our great doubleheader, the Quad A semifinals out of Pitt Stadium last year. North Allegheny and Penn Hills, of course, NA prevailed 14-0, but this Penn Hills team battled them all the way. They show those kind of earmarks here tonight.
Line drive punt. Tack takes it, comes near side. 25, 30. Tack is attacked at the 30-yard line and brought down there. Butler will have the ball back with 6:24 showing on the game clock, and that's what's left here tonight at Butler. 27-10. The hometown team is down. Golden Tornadoes coming back in the Notre Dame blue and gold on offense. Papania wants to get things winged up there quickly. Let's see if the run and shoot can move that ball downfield, although Penn Hills has really shut them down specifically here in the second half. One wide out this time. And a disruption on the line of scrimmage.
I think the boys getting a little bit rattled.
Yep. That looked like a car crash out there.
Well, they've been getting hit up the middle with blitzes, so now it looks like they're going to try to move Justin a little bit, see if they can get him a little more mobile, a little bit harder to corner, and keep him from getting blasted.
5-yard mark off back to the 25-yard line. Procedures call against the Golden Tornado. And we've talked about how legendary these two football programs are. Of course, Terry Hanratty played here at Butler High School, went on to Notre Dame, and then played for the Steelers for so many years. Back up in the early Super Bowl years to Terry Bradshaw. Papania drops back, now ducks into the rush and runs. 40, first down, 45-50, and run out of bounds on the near sideline.
Kellen Bush tracks him down. There's nobody open for Justin to throw to. He tucks it away, heads upfield. Nice run, good cut or good tackle there by Kellen Bush. Tucks it away, good coverage downfield. Outruns Eric Mejia to the corner. Kellen Bush covers up, brings him down.
Quarterback keeps him alive. First down and 10.
Heads up play, Justin.
From the 49-yard line. 6:15 to go in the game. Penn Hills leads it 27-10 on WBGN tonight. The Health America High School Football Game of the Week. Back to pass. Papania throws out right. Tack makes the catch. Gets through 2 men. Gets a 12-13-yard gain and a first down. How he made the catch was one thing, and how about the run after the catch, diving through 2 people. We've got a timeout. 6:07 to go. Back in a minute with a conclusion of tonight's game on WBGN-TV. .534, clock winding down. We're in the 4th period of play. Papania off the rollout. Lost 4 yards. It'll be second down and 14 as we resume action here. Dr. Keith James on the sidelines tonight. Our new partner is Craig Wolfley, former Pittsburgh Steeler. Chris Shovlin with the play-by-play, and we'll be back with you again next week right here on WBGN and every week of the high school football season. Butler trying to get something going here. Here's Papania. Throws out left side and at the feet of Matt Tack, his favorite receiver. Now let's go back to the dock. Mr. Sidelines, what's happening there?
Here is something that I can only show you from the first game of the season. Back of the helmets. Look, just the back of the helmet. It's clean. None of those stickers that you see. It's too early, but they'll be filled with stickers by the end of the season. The Golden Tornado, of course, uses a little tornado. Good defensive play, tornado, great offensive play, tornado, something like that. Right now, blank helmets, the only time you can see it.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that later on in the season, see how many of the helmets get covered.
Some of them go, you know, you ask the head cheerleader out for a date, that's 2 stickers. They go crazy with stickers.
Here's a pitch and a sweep to the left side. And turning that corner with the football is Damon Graham, and we've got a late hit out of bounds and a penalty flag, deservedly so.
Oh, man, totally uncalled for.
They ran the ball carrier, Damon Graham, right onto that pole vault track on the near sideline.
It's kind of a tartan surface, I think they call it, Chris.
I believe so.
It is, I tell you, I would not want to fall on it. It's pretty firm.
This is a question where players now have to play within their roles. You cannot make that type of error. That's a blatant, poorly timed hit, and that's putting it nicely.
Personal foul. Penn Hills will mark 15 yards against them and get Butler a little closer to scoring position now. They have the ball at the Penn Hills 25-yard line with 4:58 to play in the ball game. Now they're going to send wideouts, double to the right and to the left. Papania with a single setback behind him in Damon Graham. On first down. Papania, stutter step backwards, and now he's going to have to try to run with the ball, and he's going to lose about 4 yards as he's tackled at the 29-yard line.
Brian Brennan came up, forced the issue, made a great tackle. He got flushed. Justin is getting so much heat coming up the middle. He keeps moving and drifting. And what's happening, he's having problems setting his feet and getting a good follow through, or he's being, you know, sacked or whatever. It's just, there's a lot of pressure. When you have a smaller line like this, Chris, you got to move that quarterback, and he's got to be, well, we've now turned into the Chuck and Duck.
And smaller line, let's underline that, come back with that in a second here, because this is non-traditional for Butler. Here is the throw, and intended for Tack. He jumped high and came down empty, and the defender, Antonio Williams, got in his way that time. It might have caused him to come up empty on that play. It'll now be third down and a little more than 14. Craig, one of the things you pointed out, a little bit lean up front. This is non-traditional Butler football. Usually they used to have guys 275, 280 on the line years ago. Now they're down to 210, maybe 225, 230.
No heifers. That's the problem.
Keith, what's happening downstairs?
Tough work again this season. I got to come down and talk to the young ladies. Hi, what's your name?
Ashley Beer, Teresa Yuri, Nikki Milan, Amanda Rarick,
Okay, and over here?
Sheena Hollinger, Heather Hutchison.
Okay, Sheena, I got to ask you guys, what are you called with all these spangles?
We're called the Sequinette.
The sequinettes. Now, that makes plenty of sense to me, but didn't you wear white in the first half?
Yes, we did. We have a different costume for post-game.
Okay, now if we can confuse the director, everybody take your pom-poms up like this, right? And right into the camera go. It's tough work. Someone has to do it, Craig.
I don't know who was confused, the director or Keith.
I'm new to this. I'll stay out of it.
Diving stand for that football, and Albert came up empty. It'll be fourth down and 14, and Butler perhaps facing their last chance. Yeah, it's that time of the game. 4:09 to go. Papania drops, throws, and it's incomplete. Tack was the intended man at the 18. He would have been shy of the first down anyway. And Butler will turn the football over on downs to the Big Red of Penn Hills, who lead this ball game by 17 points. Craig, I'm looking out here now. People are just starting to get up. No one wanted to leave here. We've had a packed house on this home side all night long.
Well, like every night here, every football night, you got to get behind these guys and root, stay in there with the kids. The kids are playing hard. They're playing their hearts out. The bottom line is this is a sport that's enjoyed by families, and Butler is certainly a community area that stays behind its football team.
Remember back to the Art Bernardi days here at Butler. They had such fabulous football teams, and now they're again continuing the tradition here. And Andy Urbanek at Penn Hills, who could forget the great teams at Penn Hills there. And Neil Gordon has carried on the tradition with the Big Red now as they just try to run this game out. That was Keith Hellman carrying the football off the right side, and the clock spins with 3:52 to go in the game. Second down, 7 after a gain of 3 by Pellman.
Again, this is Neil Gordon couldn't ask for a better situation to get these young guys in here, give them a chance to get some playing reps.
New quarterback in is Matt Barr, not the kicker, but the quarterback. Not spelled the same either. Now they're going to run. And this is Keith Pellman again, and we have another yellow hanky on the field at the 35-yard line where Pellman went down with a big hit.
You talked about the situation for Neil Gordon. He certainly earned it over the years, like you said earlier, Craig, in the telecast. Taking over from a legend in Andy Urbanek in his 13th season. Neil Gordon, 81-49-2 with Penn Hills. Also the athletic director, so it's not just all X's and O's for Neil Gordon. There's a lot of other work for that man involved, as well as keeping not just the football program, but all the sports programs going at Penn Hills.
This guy's done a whale of a job at Penn Hills, and there were a lot of people who were after this guy, Keith. You got to keep that in mind.
The player of the game is brought to you by Wendy's, the best burgers and a whole lot more. And that would be Mr. Kirby. Melvin Kirby is now the Wendy's player of the game.
5'9", 188. The tailback, defensive back, has had a great game on both sides of the football here tonight. And now Pellman runs it up the middle. He fumbles the ball. It's loose. It looks like Penn Hills has captured it again, though. Back at the 30-yard line. We're going to take a look at a 29-yard run by Melvin Kirby earlier on in this ball game tonight, just to show you what kind of night this young man's had. And He is now resting comfortably on the bench after a long, hard day at the office.
Oh, he bounced that so nice. Look at the speed. Takes off going down the sidelines. Ran a little, got the angle on him, went down. But boy, you gotta love his presence of mind. He can take it over the top, he can go underneath. The player of the game has been brought to you by Wendy's, the best hamburgers and a whole lot more. Melvin Kirby, 22 carries, 119 yards.
Big hit as Penn Hills tries to advance that football on 3rd down and 10, and Butler able to snuff out the offensive play there with 2:18 and rolling on the clock.
Chris, I don't sense any sort of give up on the part of Butler.
Nope.
They're still coming in, charging in, making the big hit, giving it everything they got. They've been a little outgunned, a little outsized, but they have stood tall and played hard.
Hey, you talk about playing hard, Craig. Of course, for Butler, you know, they made the playoffs last year. It was the first time they'd been in that extra season since 1993, and they played real tough down the stretch. Their last 3 games of the season, they managed to bang out 3 wins by a total of 6 points. That's the aggregate that the difference was for those last 3 wins. They know how to battle, that's for sure. They'll be there at the end of this season. I quite firmly believe that.
My question is, Keith, did you do the math on that or did somebody else?
I used a calculator.
Attaboy.
Thank you.
I think he copied it out of the paper. Mike White, you know, Post-Gazette, they have all that stuff, and he just steals it off.
I thought he was kicking off his shoes, maybe because his feet were hurting. Maybe he was doing a little math there.
He had the shoes off when the game started, remember?
A little ciphering.
I was trying to
not
get,
plus not equals not.
Guys, it is a holiday weekend. I was trying to extend my summer a little bit, a little vacation. You made me come to work.
He's got the Jethro Bodine look going tonight. I don't know. 4th down and long, and Penn Hills will punt the ball away. Oh, punt is blocked.
Butler.
Butler will pick it up, and they will have it at the 13-yard line. How about that?
What a play. Aaron Pino jumps on that one.
What did we just say about Butler not giving up?
Well, I'll tell you what. Number 34 comes through. No, who's that?
Marshall Lightham.
Marshall Lightham went after the ball. Who's the guy that came through? Boy, he came through free, extended. When a coach hears that thump, thump, look out.
Butler football back, 1st down and 10 from the Penn Hills 13 with 2:07 to play. Pena takes the snap. Has protection for a moment. It breaks down, and he's sacked.
Guess
at
who's
the
there?
58 again. There he is for Penn Hills. What a defensive night from Mike Dolman.
That was really a rather mild move for him there. He just kind of gently took Justin down. Maybe Justin's just had a little too much.
Dolman, a junior, 6'4", 200 pounds, and here it is. And this is the
fade. A little pump. Again, that battle between Nathan Mitchell and Mike Dolman. Mike Dolman wins that one.
Now timeout on the field with 1:57 to play in the football game. Butler here at home tonight, and again, I look out in these home stands, and not a heck of a lot of people have left this football facility. The Tornado giving it their best shot. They've scored 10 on the board. They're down 27-10, but they came up with a big punt block there, and they have the football. Now Justin Papania will bring the club out onto the field again. 2nd down and 12 when they come back up to the line of scrimmage.
Chris, that was Johnny McGee that got that blocked punt.
It was McGee.
Just going back, yeah. Boy, he laid out too, man. That's no way to. That's not a fun night. He catch one of those.
But you're right. The coaches love to hear that sound. Bum, bum. Here's Papania throwing for the end zone corner. Matt Tack, and incomplete.
Nicely broken up.
That was
Kellen
Bush again.
Laying back in the corner. You think he smelled that one coming?
I believe he did.
He looked like he was heading there before Matt was.
I'll tell you what, the way he took off from the ground to make that block, I thought that was another space shuttle being launched. Man, what a liftoff, huh?
He got some air, huh, Keith? Kind of like you playing basketball. All right, here we got Justin. Lays it out to the back corner, but Kellen is not fooled by that pump fake. Lays back, gets his hands up. Nice play.
Excellent play.
Excellent play.
Oh, yes.
3rd and 12. Butler sets that tight triple set to the right. Papania throws it out there. Tipped. Incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of Brett Schmidt.
Little clanger there.
Yep. It is 4th down and 12. Butler again facing their last chance.
My ability in high school, once I did play fullback at one time, when was kind of like how I handled those swing passes. A little clanger, and next thing I knew, I was a hog.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had my moments, so.
They didn't give any thought to that at Syracuse, did they?
No, not a one.
I didn't think so.
I wonder why.
They saw the game films from high school at Orchard Park. 4th and 12. Papania standing tall. Tack is there at the 10. Makes the catch.
He's there.
And he is in for the touchdown. 1:38 to play in the game. Butler gets one on the board here in the second half.
Justin Papania hanging tough no matter what. Stays in the pocket. Faces down the rush. Finds the open man. Gets it in. Touchdown. Great play. Justin, Matt Tack. Can't say enough about the Golden Tornadoes hanging in there when all seem to be lost. They don't quit. They keep coming back. They block a punt. Now they take it in, punch it in.
What a great play call. That was fantastic to come to the near side on that play.
Again, Justin has the patience to sit in there, throws the ball, finds the open man.
It's Papania's second touchdown pass of the game. That one is 16-yarder. And the extra point by Cherry is good. 27-17 is the score. Penn Hills has a 10-point lead now with 1:38 remaining in this first football game of the 1999 campaign.
Hey, Craig, any team at all, you tell me now, this is a question. Any team at all, any level, high school, college, pro, opening game, and you're in it in the first half, and then you're not in it, but then you come up with something like that at the end of the game, that's got to lift your spirits, does it not?
Oh, it lifts your spirits all right, and it also sets the tone for the rest of the season. This is a game where character is built, and the tone for the rest of the season begins to develop. And that's what the Golden Tornadoes have to remember here. You got to stay with it. Now, I ask all you guys, who wants to bet that this might not be a, onside kick? Any takers?
Well, the only thing I would think that when you look at the scoreboard, you know, they need 2 scores to tie. However, if they don't give it a shot, they got nothing to lose. I say go for the onside kick.
Well, Penn Hills is thinking the same thing.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys forward.
9 men up.
I fumbled my only onside kick as a Steeler. It was a short career as especially on the onside kick return team.
Those specialty teams are all madmen anyway. You didn't want to be out there, did you?
Not after I got gored.
I could just see Noel's face after that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, this is. No
I bet you saw it a lot closer than we did. Onside kick indeed.
Penn Hills covers.
And could they cover? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. First down, Penn Hills at the 49-yard line in Butler territory as it bounced back in.
Fellas, I am admiring the coaching calls of Mark Farabee tonight. And you go back to the third quarter, and, you know, you've got the long field goal to 39-yarder that would have tied it. I tell you what, you get that penalty, that is a pretty gutsy call. And I know, Craig, it goes against the conventional wisdom, but it's pretty gutsy. Got a young team looking to give them something so they can believe in themselves. The touchdown play we just saw right down here, I thought that was a beautiful call. And what the heck, onside kick, maybe not a gutsy call, but worth trying to build that character in that young Butler team.
I still say the gutsiest thing I've seen tonight was him wearing that shirt.
Yeah, just wait till next week.
All right, a run by Penn Hills, and they're going to continue to bring fresh running backs out there. This is Kelliam Smalls who runs the ball. Off to the right.
Hey, gents, speaking of next week, let everybody know that we will do this again next week and every Friday night throughout the high school season here on WBGN with our Help America High School Football Game of the Week in our 6th season of extended coverage. Thanks to Help America and all the sponsors for helping get us kicked off here in season 6. And next week, Chris, I think it's a home game for Chris and for Craig and I.
I think it is. We're going to be at Upper St. Clair next week.
Upper St. Clair.
You know, you wear that shirt in Upper St. Clair, you might get beat up, Keith.
I just said, wait till next week. That's all I just got out.
That's only if you walk by Wolfley's house.
Yeah. Tell you what, I don't know if we're going to have the opportunity. Yeah, we just might. You know, there's a renovated high school. You talk about renovations, I can't figure out when I look at the Upper St. Clair High School what's left of the old school, but they've really put together quite a program now for the kids that'll be going back to school this coming Tuesday at USC. maybe we'll get a chance to turn our cameras on that. That's something to be very proud of over there.
All right.
Along with the, you know, they put the new carpet in last season and so on. So they keep rolling along.
Second down, and Penn Hills quarterback, the backup quarterback now in there, Matt Barr, will take the knee to get the clock spinning with 1:24 remaining in the football game. 27-17, Penn Hills.
This is when I like to applaud coaches who make this call. You know, the game's over, clock's rolling. These kids have just got it. So Neil Gordon of Class X says, just, you know, put the knee down, let the clock roll. Let's not do any embarrassment here. I like this. That's a classy touch.
Third down and 9 to go. Penn Hills with a stacked offense, and again Barr will take the snap and take the knee, and the clock again will roll down. 49 seconds and counting. Penn Hills.
This is a time of game when you really enjoy it, because this is referred to as the best play in football by offensive linemen. This is a time to get together, talk to the guys across the ball from you, kind of, you know, get that feeling of endearment, a friendship that you've just enjoyed, a nice afternoon of slugging each other in the mouth and kicking each other, and talk about each other's family, maybe your family history, you know, things like that.
Okay. All the pleasantries
nice.
now,
yes,
right?
the pleasantries that go along with an exciting afternoon of football.
Anything else would be uncivilized. It is 4th down and 10, and now the officials will stop play here for a moment. We've got a delay call against Penn Hills. They let the clock run down to 9 seconds. They'll take the 5-yard penalty, and Barr will have to take a snap and take the knee to get the clock rolling again, and Neil Gordon will be content to take one back over to Penn Hills over yonder. Those hills in the eastern side of Pittsburgh, 27-17 victory. He is going to be very happy about that.
You know who really hates this as a quarterback? It goes on his rushing record.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does. I know. Yeah. He's got to go back and sit there and say, hey, I rushed 3 times for -3 yards or something like that.
That's why Barr's so close to the line. He takes a snap. He's not dropping back that far. Oh, this time he's going to go back 10 yards. You know why? He wants to get the clock to keep going. That's why.
And that comes off the rushing total.
Yep.
He didn't go back far enough. He should have ran all the way to the end zone and ran the other 3 seconds off, for crying out loud.
Yeah, what they did there was turn the ball over on downs, right?
Yeah. He just could have ran all over the place.
He just gave Butler another crack at it with 3 seconds to go.
All right, I say go for the end zone.
Well,
go for the end zone.
You probably say exactly what they're thinking down there.
Yeah, why not? 3 seconds. Now, guess what? Guess what the delay is here? They can't find the Butler football. Do you know the footballs come in from either side?
Yeah.
They can't. They're going, hey, where's our ball? They're looking around for it. That's the Penn Hills football out there.
You know, there's a lot of that going around. There's a World Series trophy missing from the Allegheny Club.
They found that, though.
Oh, did they? They found it today.
They found it behind the church in a plastic bag.
Oh, you're kidding. I didn't hear this.
Wolfley got it out of his garage. Here you go, last play.
Papania downfield, and it's intercepted. It is intercepted by Penn Hills, but it doesn't matter because the pick by Ernest Clark came as the clock wound down to 0, and that is the end of the ball game. Penn Hills wins it here tonight by a score of 27-17 in our first game of the season here on WBGN-TV.
That's a barn burner.
That was a heck of a ball game.
That was great. It really was an excellent game. A lot of mistakes that what we talked about ahead of time. We got a young team, opening night, a lot of mistakes. We have a new version, a modified run and shoot, duck and chuck, whatever you want to call it, offense out there. You saw a lot of mistakes, but you saw hard playing. Guys really going after it, playing their hearts out. Neil's looking a little happier.
Yeah, he is. I think a little more relieved because he really wasn't sure what kind of ball club he was going to have coming into this season. I think a few of his questions have been answered by the performance, of course, of Glenn Hood. We knew that. And we also knew about Melvin Kirby as we take a look at the numbers from this ball game. As you can see, Penn Hills really chalked it up on the ground, 143 yards rushing. Meanwhile, they were able to shut down Butler after the first half. They had over 100 yards passing, and now they settle in for 158 for the game. 285 total yards to 198. It's been a good night for the Penn Hills Big Red.
Absolutely. Glenn Hood came on a little slow in the first half, but really picked up steam. Really showed a lot of poise under pressure. Delivered the big strikes that was like a stake in the heart of Butler. And Kirby, again, the Wendy's player of the game, comes out there, has a great night. And he also, you know, we didn't even talk about what he did defensively. What a great job. He had a couple knockdown balls on pass defense. He did get called for the one game, or the one play where he had some interference. But you know, he played a great all-around game.
And Keith James getting set to talk with our Wendy's player of the game, Melvin Kirby, here tonight on WBGN-TV as we close out this ball game as Butler huddles up and just tries to collect their thoughts. And here's the doctor on the sidelines. Keith.
Number 22, Melvin Kirby, the Penn Hills Big Red Indians, looking at me, and he's been very serious. But you know, you won and you did okay. You could smile if you like.
Yeah, well, our line did pretty good. I knew if our line did the job today, we'd stop. If we stopped the run and shoot, we knew that we could stop it. We could win the game. We stopped the run and shoot, we won the game.
Melvin, I'll tell you, you had a nice job. I'll tell you, Hood handled it very well. The handoffs to you, the runs, you became the player of the game with your effort tonight.
Thank you. Well, I got to give it all to my line. Without the line, I wouldn't have been able to do nothing. Hood did a good job passing the ball to Gerald Horsley and Joe Ciccarelli. And when I got the ball, I just did what I had to do with the ball.
Okay, well, you did what you did to become our player of the game on our first contest here in WBGN for this season. Maybe we'll see you guys in the playoffs.
Hopefully.
All right, there you go. Melvin Kirby smiling finally after tonight's win, our player of the game.
There's a nice young man, and how about those nice stats? 119 yards, 22 carries, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion here tonight. And he even thanked the offensive line, Mr. Wolfley.
It's about time somebody did.
Gotta love it. Penn Hills 27, Butler 17. For Keith James and former Pittsburgh Steeler Craig Wolfley and our entire crew, I'm Chris Shovlin. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight here on the Health America High School Football Game of the Week. We'll talk to you next Friday night right here on WBGN-TV. See ya.